Hello, very good afternoon. Are you able to hear me and you able to see me, everyone? Quickly speak. We
Yes,
have
sir.
Rishikesh, Bunty, Nityashri, Lohit, Ari. How should I pronounce your name? Ari, Ary. Then we have, okay, Bishal. I think still people have to join, but let's start. So, good afternoon, everyone.
Sanjay, what is today's topic?
Yes, I'm going to explain that. So, first of all, yesterday
Yes,
we
sir.
talked about introduction of determinants, what is determinants, and what are the cofactor and minors. Today, our core focus is, and that is the very important thing about determinants, which we are going to do today. We are going to talk about all properties of determinants because the art is not only knowing the properties, art is how to utilize those properties to solve it fast. Otherwise, if you don't use property, you can always simplify determinant by evaluating each row or column. That is anyway there. But if you start understanding the properties and applying the properties, it's all about time. How fast you'll be able to solve using the property. That's why it's not only important to understand the property, we have to find out ways how you implement them faster. Okay. The focus today is properties of determinants. Before I start, I'll ask you 2 or 3 questions randomly to anyone. Let's see. Tell me, Nityashri. Nityashri was not there. Bishal, tell me, yesterday you were there?
No, sir. I wasn't there, sir.
Lohit, you are there. And people
Yes,
shouldn't miss the class, please. What is the difference between cofactors and minors?
sir. In minor,
Time difference only.
Let Lohit tell first, then Rushiraj. Tell Lohit.
Okay.
in minors, we only use the remaining part of leaving the first row, and if
Leaving the particular row and column, and only remaining part of determinant is the minor.
yes,
And cofactor is
cofactor is that
with
we add
sign, positive
one
or negative,
such that
depending on.
Cofactor depends on sign and minor don't depend on sign.
For
It didn't.
example, if I say A equal to, this is for everyone, guys. Suppose my determinant is A equal to, say, let me write something here. A, B, C, D. Okay, people are joining now. And this is what we did yesterday. D, E, F. This is just 2 minutes overview. G, H, I. That is our determinant A, assuming everything in the bracket, for example. Okay. This is the matrix. Matrix hai, determinant is vertical lines. Determinant is nothing but finding the numerical or expressional value of the matrices. So determinant OA is represented by this. No, yesterday said if I have to find minor of A is my first element A11, row 1, column 1. Cross. What is remaining? This is
EI
remaining.
minus HF.
So this is my minor of first element A11. E into I minus H into F. And same thing if I have to, so minor we write with M. 1 means element row 1, column 1. And that is this. Cofactor we say with C11. Extra thing comes is you put minus 1 to the power. How much is this? 1 plus 1, 2. So minus 1 to the power 2 is plus 1. So in this case, your cofactor and minor will be exactly same. So when I spoke about sign, I spoke about this part. The only thing we differentiate minor and cofactor is whether it will be minus 1 to the power even or minus 1 to the power odd. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is all you know. I'm not going to repeat. It's just a so that triggered so that you don't forget it. We are going to use it today. That is about minors of determinants, cofactor of determinants, value of determinants. So today we are going to talk about properties of determinants. Tell me before I start properties of determinants, Nishta, determinant exists only for square matrix or it's square for every matrix?
So determinants are only for square matrix.
Correct, everybody? Determinant is only for square matrix because we have to evaluate the value along row or along column. Now tell me, Bishal, when we evaluate a value of determinant, it has to be only first row, along first row or first column, or it can be anywhere. If I have to get the value of the determinant, do I have to get only the first, you have to evaluate only along the first row or only on first column or anywhere?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. So guys, yesterday we were talking about, suppose say my matrix A is like this.
Sir, it can be for anyone.
Okay, Rushiraj. Suppose if I say 1, 2, 0, something I'm writing randomly, -1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, suppose. Now, if I have to evaluate the value of the determinant, I can evaluate along the first row, or along the second row, or along the third row, or along the first column, second column, or third column. It's totally my choice. It does not matter. There is no rule. Okay, you have to always go by first, second, third, or row or column, anywhere. But it has to be complete row and complete column. That's all. For example, if I want to evaluate the value of this determinant A along, say, column 1, so I'll take this with minus this with whatever remaining minor, plus this with whatever remaining. It's all about evaluating. We're going to do this, but it doesn't matter which row, which column you're using. You have to use complete row or complete column. Any row, any column. The first property of determinant says, let me write a good example which will be useful for us to evaluate. Let me start let me put a proper in a typing way. Suppose my determinant is A equal to, I'll put directly determinant, not the matrix. Suppose say it's like this. And suppose I'll use the alphabet A, B, C, D so that it will be easy for us to get the properties. A, B, C, D, E, F. First property is very evident. You already yesterday learned it, but today I'll explain it, and then we are going to do all the properties. So my determinant A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 3 by 3 order. We are going to talk primarily, we are going to talk about all about order 3 determinant only. Not order 4 or more, neither 2. 2 is very easy. 3 is the standard one for your perspective. Property number 1. And today, actually, my special request is, every day you might be doing it, but today special request is please everybody write down all the properties because those properties will be useful. So write down all the properties in your notebook. That will be good. Okay. Property 1 says, if we, and please mute, let me mute everyone, please. I'm getting some noise. Yes, please. Thank you. So, if suppose, if we add up, listen carefully. If we add up, yesterday you already learned this, property 1. If we add up, what? Product of an element with its cofactor. What we get? We get value of it.
Determinant of the matrix.
Exactly. Get value of it. Means, for example, this is what I'm saying. If we add up the product of an element with its cofactor, but element would be of particular row or particular column, not mix and match somewhere, no. For example, suppose if I say I take element A, so I'll say A, I'm adding up. So obviously there will be A, then B, and C. There are three elements. Product of element with its cofactor. What is cofactor of A? E into I. So let me write here. E into I minus H into F. And power 1 to the power minus 1 to the power 2. So no problem sign. Then plus. But since it is the first row, second column, answer will be the minus. So minus. Element B with cofactor. So for B, what will happen? This goes, this goes. di minus df. Though this is a property, but it's come because of the minor and cofactor. Di minus df plus third element c. So this goes. You will say dh minus d. Agree? What the property says? Property says if we add the product of the corresponding element with its cofactor, you get the value of the determinant. And that is what actual definition also of getting how to get the value. Correct? Very simple one. Now, there is a very, very important property which I am going to explain the property 2. One is the standard property which everybody knows. From property 2 onwards, so everybody, as soon as you understand property, if any doubt, ask me before I move on to second one. First one is clear, simple property of getting the value of determinant. Means multiply element with cofactor. Element with whatever cofactor was there. Element with whatever cofactor. And you already learned cofactor. Property number 1. To get the value of determinant. Okay. Now second property. Second property is very, very interesting. If you add up, it is similar to property 1, but if you add up the product of element of one row and cofactor of some other row, then value is 0. If we add up product of element with cofactor of other row or column, I'll explain. Then value, or I'll say value is 0. Means what? Suppose you take, say element, first element, A11. So cofactor is EFHI, but you don't product that element, you product with other rows. Suppose you are so I'll give you example. Suppose, say, let me with a color. Suppose you are taking this element. Suppose you are taking the row first. So element is A. So I write A. Now you are taking cofactor or not row 1. You are taking a cofactor of row 2. So suppose a cofactor of row 2. So cofactor you will take for this, for this, for this. So you take cofactor of D, it will be BCHI. So when you take all the elements of one row and multiply cofactor of other row, row 1 or row 2 or row 3, then their addition will be 0. Understood what I am saying? For example, row 1 element and cofactor of row 2, or row 2 element, cofactor of row 3, or row 3 element, cofactor of row 1. The product, addition of the product will be 0. Similarly with columns also. If you take any particular column, say column 1 element, product with the cofactor of column 2 or 3, it will always be. All these properties are very useful. So write in your own words what I am speaking. Got the idea? Anybody, any doubt? I'll again say, suppose you are taking element of row 1 and you do product with cofactor of row 2. So the product, sum of product will be always 0. It's a less useful property, less utilized property, but you should know the property. Third property, let me go to third property. Now, very, very important. Let me write property number 3. Property 3 says, if you change the row to columns and columns to rows, value of determinant will remain same. Very interesting. Or you are saying other way, even if you take a transpose, value will not change. For example, for this determinant, say my value is something of this A. Even if I change the determinant to like this, the row becomes column, column becomes row, value remains unchanged. Can you write this, everybody? So row is ABC, So my column becomes ABC. Row is DEF, column becomes DEF. I'll give you an example. Row is GHI, column becomes GHI. What I'm trying to say is, value of this determinant and value of this determinant will be exactly same. Even the sign will be same. You can always interchange row with columns, but obviously you have to interchange all the 3 rows and columns. You cannot do only one row, obviously, right? So row to column or column to row. In either case, it will be same. For example, let's see. Suppose if I put some small determinant, say 2, 1, 3, 0, suppose. What is the value of the determinant, everybody? What is the value of this? 2 into 0 minus 1 into 3, right? Value of the determinant is minus 3. Now, let's change the row to column. So 2, 1 becomes like this, 3, 0 becomes like this. Agree?
Yes.
Enough value. 2 into 0 is 0, minus 3 into 1 is 3. Again minus 3. So, rule number 3 says, interchanging a row and column does not change the value of the determinant. Okay? Simple. Next. And the property number 4, the most important and the most useful property of a determinant. Property number 4. Mute please. Property 4 is, suppose 3 by 3 determinant. If you interchange the row or swap the rows or swap the column, value determinant still remains same but changes the sign. For example, listen very carefully. Suppose I have was determinant. Say value is 1, 2, sorry, the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll use this so that it will be easy for us now. Say this is, wait, 7, 8, 9. This is my determinants of matrix A. Now, if I change, suppose I am changing row 1 to row 2, means row 1 and row 2 I am swapping it up. So row 1 is going here and row 2 is coming here. So it becomes 4, 5, 6 and row 2 becomes 1, 2, 3. Means what I changed? I interchange row 1 and row 2. Row 3 I remain same. So row 3 I am not touching here. So you know what will happen? So whatever the value of this determinant, whatever, I don't know what is the value, whatever. Suppose the value of the determinant is x. So value of the determinant also be x but with negative. That's it. Means interchanging of rows, any 2 rows will just change the determinant value by reversing the sign. Same holds good with the columns also. You can change column 1 to column 2, column 1 to column 3, column 2 to column 1, column 2 to column 3, column 3 to column. Any 2 column interchanging, value remains same. Now, tell me, if suppose I give a question like this, tell me everybody, because we are going to practice also, tell me everybody, suppose my determinant is like this, 2, 0, 3, 1, 1, minus 1, 2, 1. I just put some random numbers, okay? You can see this. Now here what I am doing, listen carefully. And I'll tell you how to write these rules. Now if I write like this, R1, R2, double sorted arrows, means what? R1 and R2 are changed. When I'm writing R1 and double sided, you can use your own convention, but this is extra convention.
Sir, what is the meaning of this symbol?
It means R1 and R2 are interchanged. Means
Oh,
row
okay.
1 becomes row 2 element, row 2 element becomes row 1 element.
Okay.
And also I am doing, okay, so after this what happens? When you do R1, R2, it happens like this. So it comes 1, 1, minus 1, right? Then 2, 0, 3, right? And row 3 will remain same. 2, 1, minus 2. So that is what it means. We have done this operation. Now again, if I again change, say this time I say R2, you can put symbol R3. What happens? Row and 2 and row 3 will change. So now my determinant becomes, let me remove this. Let me put like this here. What happens is row 2 becomes row 3, row 3 becomes row 2 and 3 interchange. So row 1 is not changed at all. It keep as it is. Row 3 will become row 2. So 2, 1, minus 2. And row 3 will become row 2 elements, 2, 0, 3. Correct? So see what happened now? So now tell me, suppose the value of this determinant. Let's find out. Can you find out the value of this determinant? Everybody? You know how to solve this? Can you find the value of the first original determinant? So that you know what's happening. The value of the first determinant will be 2. I am evaluating along the first row. 2, then minus 2, plus 1. Correct? 0 is gone. So plus 3, 1, minus 2. Everybody agree? Value of the determinant, original determinant. कितना हुआ? minus 2 plus or minus 1, so minus 2. ये कितना हुआ? 1 minus 2 minus 1, so minus 3. Is it minus 5 or not? Is everybody calculated? I'm asking to get the value of
Yes,
the
sir.
determinant. Minus 5?
Yes, sir.
Let's find the value of the determinant now. This one now. What we'll get? 1 into 0 minus 3. So minus 3. Minus 1. क्या होगा? Minus 4 minus 6. Right? Minus 4 minus 6. Minus 1. क्या होगा? 2. Minus 0. कितना आ रहा है? माइनस, तो वैल्यू क्या आएगा? माइनस 3, माइनस 4 और माइनस 6 तो प्लस 10 एंड 2 माइनस 2. कितना हुआ? माइनस 3 माइनस 2 10 प्लस 5 हुआ. राइट? देखो, you know what I'm doing? I'm just evaluating determinant. 1 into cofactor minus 3, minus 1 into cofactor, and then minus 1 to cofactor. So value is 5. देखो क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे वैल्यू कितना था? minus 5. Value remains same, only sign changes, right? When you done this, now when you do this, see what happens? Again it will become minus 5. When you evaluate the value of the determinant, it will again minus 5. तो हो क्या रहा है? जब भी 2 rows, not about 3, अगर 3 करोगे तो वापस चेंज हो जाएगा. 5 का minus 5, minus का 5. Is everyone okay on this or not?
Yes, sir.
और अगर स्कोर सिंपल से करना है तो, but anyway 2 by 2 is very small. I don't want to use 2 by 2 determinant. Clear? Similarly, now tell me, if I put a determinant like this, simple determinant 1 0 1 0 1 2 3 0, just to make it easy. Now tell me, I'm not going to tell you what I did. Tell me what will the value of the determinant now. I am changing something. Everybody tell me what operation I did first. So tell you what operation I did.
C1 changes into C3.
Correct.
C1.
So I done C1 interchanged with C3. So what the value will happen? Value will remain same, only sign will change, right? Negative will become positive or positive will become negative. And property 4 is the most important property of determinant.
Sir, minus 2 plus 2.
That's it. Agree, everybody? Everybody got it? This is the most important property of determinants. You can always exchange any two rows, any two columns, any number of times. Not necessary कि एक ही बार करना है. ठीक है? Next. Property number 5. And we are going to use these properties, guys. Let's do properties. Property number 5. This is a, I'll not say important, it's a very handy property. And we are going to make this property to evaluate. Property 5 is if any two rows or any two columns are identical, then
determinant equals to 0.
yes, value of determinant is. Now see this how people property. कोई भी दो अगर सेम हो गए दो रो या दो कॉलम, then value is 0. And that is what when we get difficult determinants, our objective will be to make rows identical or get the all go or get the any particular row or column to be 0. We'll do that, but this is what the property. For example, कोई भी हो, suppose I put a determinant like this. I say A, B, C, 1, 4, 2, and again A, B, and C. इसका row 1 and row 3 are identical. So no need to worry about evaluating. The value of determinant is 0.
0.
Yes. Or even if I have determinant like this, 7, 5, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, again same. Any two rows, any two
0.
columns, 0. Or even column wise, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, again 0. So these two properties, this one and the previous one, helps you to make the determinant solution very easy. So value of determinant becomes 0 if any two rows or any two columns are identical. So tell me what happens if all the elements are identical? बताओ फिर.
0.
If all the elements are identical, दो नहीं, all the three rows, it has to be 0, right, Usha?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Yes, sir.
Because अगर दो में हो रहा है तो तीसरे का मतलब ही नहीं, कुछ भी हो, सेम भी तो हो सकता है, right?
0 into something 0.
Right. So it does not matter what the third row, third column, or if two are 0, obviously third one anyway immaterial. Immaterial means 0. You know, guys, today is Pi Day.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes,
son
sir.
told me.
Third month, 14th March, so 3.1, sir.
I forgot. My son told me 1 hour ago. Okay, good. So that is what about property number 5. What is that property? Now, listen very carefully now. Property number 6 says, hope you're writing all the properties. Property 6. If any row or any column, any row, any column, if it is multiplied by, suppose say, any constant, say k. So k can be number also, k can be anything. If you multiply with anything with constant, value of determinant obviously becomes k times. K times of the original value. देखो क्या होगा. For example, एक simple example लेते हैं. 2 by 2 का. Suppose my determinant is 4, 1, 2, 1. What is value of determinant, everybody? Write on chat. What is value of the determinant?
2.
4 minus 2, so 2.
2.
Suppose I multiply.
Sir, the value of determinant also depends on the order or not? In this property.
Order मतलब क्या?
For example, just determinants of k into a is equals to k की power n the types of determinant of a.
No. I'll tell you why. because I am not saying all the element, I am saying the particular row. वही मुझे पता वही confusion होता है.
Yes,
Asking because
yes,
it's not all element, only particular row की बात कर.
yes, sir.
I'll give three
Yes, sir,
examples.
yes,
Good
yes.
question, good question. So अब मैं
Yes.
बोल रहा हूँ, suppose I am
Yes.
multiplying this. Suppose this is my A. No, I am set 2A. 2A means I am multiplying not 2A, sorry, not 2A. I am multiplying the determinant with a particular row with 2. Not everything, only particular row. Suppose I chose कि I'll multiply only first row with 2. So क्या कितना हो गया ये 8?
Okay, sir.
तो ये हो गया 2. Second row remain as it is. अब निकालो इसकी वैल्यू.
4.
8 minus 4, 4. मतलब पहले वैल्यू 2 था, now it become 4 because 2 times, because हमने यहाँ 2 से मल्टीप्लाई की पर्टिकुलर रो. अगर हम सेकंड रो मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, सपोज 3 से, लेट्स सी, फॉरगेट दिस नाउ. इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई ओनली द सेकंड रो विथ 3, डिटरमिनेंट क्या हो गया मेरा?
6 answer.
1, 6 and 3, correct? I multiplied second row determinant with 3. अब इसका वैल्यू देखो क्या हुआ? 12 minus 6. कितना आया? 6. Original value was 2. Now we got 6. Multiply किससे हुआ? 3 से. हमने भी 3 से किया था. Particular row, particular column. For example, one more. I'll give one more example, then you'll solve 2 questions, okay? Suppose this is my determinant A. If I multiply second column with 5, second column with 5, तो ये तो 4 and 2 ही है. ये हो गया 5.
10 answer.
So 20 minus 10. So 10. देखो ये आया 10, ये है 2.
Yes, sir.
Now to answer the question which किसने पूछा था? लोहित ने पूछा. मैं. So what happens? So अगर मैं ऐसा बोलता हूँ, I am multiplying every row with 2. Every row. तो क्या हुआ? पहला रो में 2 मल्टीप्लाई किया था, हो गया 8 and 2. सेकंड रो को भी 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो क्या हो गया? 4 and 2. This time what I did? I multiplied both the rows with 2. तो don't think कि कॉलम भी किया है, वो तो कॉलम बाय डिफॉल्ट हो रहा है, हमने नहीं किया है. We multiplied rows only. So let what happens now? No value is 16 minus 8. क्या हुआ? 8. कैसे होगा ये? I'll tell you.
Yes, sir. I understand.
हाँ, but this is for everybody, guys. Original value was 2. Original value is 2. Fair? Because we multiplied 2 with the first row, so into 2. Again, we multiply 2 with the second row, into 2. So it does not depend on the order. Depends on how many rows or how many columns you multiply. अगर 4 by 4 determinant है और चारों रो को कर रहे हो, तो into 2. तो depend.
देखा.
Okay, everybody. So original value was 2, new value is 8. Now I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Everybody will answer. Okay. Write this property and then tell me. Suppose my determinant A is 5. Mute. Suppose this is there. Now I'll tell you how to write the scenario. R1 becomes 3R1. R2 becomes, guys, this is the symbol to write. R2 becomes 2R2. मतलब क्या हो रहा है? I'm multiplying first row with 3. I'm multiplying second row with 2. Tell me what will be the change in the value of A. Will it be determinant value will be remain same or how much? Without evaluating, you can verify later, but tell me on chat what will be the value of determinant after doing these 2 operations. Yes, RA, the property is if you multiply any row or any column with any constant, any number, the value of determinant also gets multiplied with that number. Please unmute, I'll explain again. So, first of all, tell me what is the value of this determinant, everybody?
12.
15 minus
Easy. 13.
13 हो रहा है ना? हाँ, मुझे भी लगा.
Yeah. हाँ,
Everybody
13.
knows the value of determinant is 13. अब देखो, आइडियली क्या होना चाहिए यहाँ पे, यू आर मल्टीप्लाइंग रो 1 विथ 3, मतलब रो 1 बिकम 3 टाइम्स। तो मैं डिटरमिनेंट कैसा हो गया देखो। सो अरे इट इज लाइक दैट, आई मल्टीप्लाई फर्स्ट रो विथ a constant 3, 5 becomes 15, 1 becomes 3. Agree? Second row does not change, so I kept as it is. Tell me the value of this now. 45 minus 6. How much it is?
39.
39. So देखो पहला वैल्यू कितना था, 13 था। अरे now it become 39. How much times it become?
3 times.
क्योंकि हमने 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया। तो प्रॉपर्टी इज if you multiply any row or any column with a constant, the value determinant also get multiplied by that constant. हमने 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया था, we multiplied with 3 here, so value also got multiplied with 3. ठीक है, अरे is got it? Next, if I multiply R2 with 2R2, which I multiplied here now, so if I multiply this with the 2R2, you get this. But if I multiply the after, okay, I am doing both the property together now. So क्या होगा? This is 15 and 3 already you said. R2 becomes 2R2. So become 4 and 6. What is the value? 90 minus 12. 78. See very carefully now. Original value was 13. Now it becomes 78. How much times? It becomes 6 times. Kyo?
6 times.
Because 3 times because of this, 2 times because of this. Agree everybody? Is everyone CC or doubt?
CCC.
Everybody CC. And one more thing is, if I say multiply, division is also the reverse of the multiply. So it happens for division also. There is nothing like we cannot do. But there is no separate property for that. Multiply can be with half also, 1/3 also, 1/10 also. Same thing. So let's do that. Suppose if I put a determinant, same property works for division also. Suppose I'll take a good number so it will be easy for us. Say 10, 5, 0, 5. Yes, Lohit, what is the doubt?
50.
Lohit, what is the doubt?
Sir, I had not understood the previous one, sir.
You understood property or not?
Yes, sir.
Property is you multiply any row or any column
Yes, sir.
with any number.
Yes.
Value of determinant also changes by that number. मतलब कि सपोज पहला रो है, अगर तूने 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया है
जी,
तो डिटरमिनेंट का जो वैल्यू आएगा वो भी डबल हो जाएगा। अगर तूने सेकंड रो 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया है
जी,
तो तेरा जो ओवरऑल वैल्यू डिटरमिनेंट है वो भी 3 टाइम्स हो जाएगा।
जी सर।
और अगर तूने दोनों किया है, पहला रो को 2 से किया है, सेकंड
जी।
रो को 3 से किया है,
जी,
तो टोटल मल्टीप्लाई किससे किया है? 2 और 3 कितना होता है? 6। तो
जी।
टोटल वैल्यू डिटरमिनेंट भी 6 टाइम्स हो जाएगा।
ओके सर,
ये मैंने बोला है।
थैंक यू सर।
सो इस केस में क्या होगा एवरीबॉडी? A is not
250.
5C1, sorry not 5C1, my mistake, C1 by 5 डिवाइड कर रहे हैं ना हम लोग, डिवाइड कर। So now what I am doing, I am dividing every column with 5. So how much determinant will look like?
10.
First write a determinant so that everybody understand. How much determinant will look like? Column 1 was 10, so 10 by 5 is 2. It was 0, 0 by 5 is 0. Column 1 is changed to 2 and 0. Column 2 remains same. देखो what is the meaning of this operation? C1 is changed to C1 by 5 or column 1 is divided by 5. That is the meaning of this sentence. So now यहाँ पे वैल्यू कितना आ रहा था? 50 minus 0, so 50. यहाँ वैल्यू कितना आ रहा है? 10. देखा यहाँ पे लोहित?
जी सर।
पहला वैल्यू कितना था डिटरमिनेंट का? 50। अब कितना हो गया? 10।
10
5 टाइम्स कम हो गया ना?
हो गया ये सर।
क्यों? क्योंकि हम लोगों ने डिवाइड बाय 5 किया है।
किया।
बट अगर मैं इसी क्वेश्चन को बोलूं, लिसन केयरफुली एवरीबॉडी, if I do this two operations now, if I do two operations together, C1 becomes C1 by 5, C2 becomes C2 by 5. And if I tell you, see, in your ND and IIT, you get this kind of question. They give the value of this, and they just find out after some operation. So don't have to do operation, you have to directly get the answer.
2.
Determinant of A is 50. So what will you value determine after doing these two operations?
2.
Right, everybody? So when in exam you don't have to write a determinant, you have to directly get the values because you know the property. So पहला property क्या है? C1 by 5. तो value भी क्या होगा? 50 by 5, 10. Second property क्या है? C2 by 5. फिर से divide by 5. तो क्या हो जाएगा? 10 by 5, 2. So you will directly say 2 is the answer. You will not write full determinant solve it because property is there. But you have to verify, you can verify. कैसे verify करेंगे? By column 1 will become what? Divide by 5. 10 by 5 is 2. 0 by 5 is 0. Why by column 2 will become 5 by 5 is 1. 5 by 1. देखो इसका वैल्यू 2 आ रहा है, राइट? These two properties, जो पहले वाला था उसके पहले वाला, very important. The third one is self-evident. Multiply करो, divide करो, value determinant also change accordingly. Is everyone crystal clear? Ready to solve one question now? Tell me GTG on the chat if you are ready to solve the question with these three properties now, at least. Okay, so my determinant is like this. A is given by I'll write something because it doesn't matter what I'm writing here. AB, BC, AC, D. Something I wrote. Doesn't matter how what is value. Okay. Find value of after just tell me this, that's it. You have to write a value in terms of A only. जो भी value A का होगा उसका कितना टाइम से डिवाइड होगा after doing two operations. C1 belongs 3C1, C2 becomes 5C2. Even if I don't give the determinant, doesn't matter. What will be the value of determinant A after doing these two operations? Guys, write it so fast. 3 seconds लगते हैं.
AB bracket D minus C square whole divided by 15.
हाँ, और उतना भी नहीं बोलना है. What you have to say, guys, is Usha, you are right, but guys, what you have to say is this become 3 times, this become 5 times. You will say, sir, value will become 15 times of original. 15A. You have to say this. That's it. You have to say like this. 15 times original value. That's it. Correct? Original value is ABD minus this is different thing. The value becomes 15 times of the original value. Agree, everybody? That is what this question means. Whatever the value of original I know ABD minus this, but it's not important. Final value becomes 15 times of that. That is what it is. Anybody, any confusion? All good, everybody, CC? Next, because today we have to complete property, guys. Only 15 minutes remaining. We have to complete all the properties and few questions then. Very easy. Next, property number 7. Very important property. Very interesting property. I'll not say important. Property 7. How you can write a determinant? How you split the determinant? How you split? Very important. Lot of people get confused here. I'll explain you what it means with an example. Suppose if my determinant is, okay, let me take 2 by 2 determinant. So be easy. Suppose my determinant is like this. A plus B, 5, or say, what should I say? B plus C. Say 2, 3. This is my one determinant. Same determinant you can write as sum of the two determinants. How? Very easy. But careful, it's all about the elements. एक determinant यहाँ आएगा plus, and I am telling the value of determinant, guys. It's not the matrix, it's the value of determinant. So this is the sum of two items. So just take the first item, A here, B here. Here B and C, B here, C here. And 2, 3, 2, 3 are same. A determinant can be written as sum or subtract, sum or difference of two determinants, two or more determinants. There is property 7. क्या हो रहा है? ये रो तो सेम है, no problem. ये A plus B is a one element. You can split as A plus B. This is B plus C. You can split as B plus C. Everything else remains same. You cannot do this operation of multiple rows or a particular row or particular column only. A determinant can be expressed as sum of or difference of more than one determinant. यहाँ पे we are doing one determinant is sum of two determinants. Means this determinant is sum of these two determinants. Is it clear what I said? See the first row elements. हमने split कर दिया है. You splitted the first row element into two determinants to get the value. इसका example ऐसा है, सोचो. I'll give you a very simple example to do this. Suppose say I have determinant 7, 5, 2, 3. Suppose. So I can write this determinant as plus. It's very interesting. Let's see it works or not. I am splitting only the first row. So यहाँ पे 2, 3, 2, 3 the same है दोनों determinant में. Okay, everybody? तो फर्स्ट रो में वो 7 है. I can split like say 5 and 2. यहाँ पे 5 है, मेरी मर्जी है वो. I split as 4 and 1. Let's see सही बात है कि तो मैंने क्या किया? फर्स्ट रो के जो एलिमेंट्स हैं I split into two determinants. Let's see इसका वैल्यू कितना होगा everybody? 21 minus 10, 11 आया. यहाँ पे देखते क्या आता है. इसका वैल्यू कितना आएगा? 15 minus 8, 7 आया.
7
प्लस इसका कितना आया? 6 minus 2, 4. हो गया ना सेम. देखो
sir.
7 plus 4, 11. तो प्रॉपर्टी का यूज किया, ध्यान से देखो मैंने क्या किया. I'll put a red circle there. ये 7 दिख रहा था. This 7 I write as 5 plus 2. ये प्लस दिख रहा है मैंने. I splitted the first row, first element is 7 as 5 plus 2. I splitted the first row, second element 5 as 4 plus 1. वो मेरा चॉइस है. 4 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 0, 7 minus 2. I can do anything, but I have to be careful about it. That is the property of how you split a determinant into multiple determinants. Tell me how many of you are clear, how many of you doubt on this? Honestly, how many of you clear? How many of you doubt on this? You can split, and not only one, you can split into 3 determinants also. Let me show you. You can split into 3 determinants also. For example, let's do one simple. Suppose I have determinant. Suppose if I say 5, 7, 2, 3. I can also split this as A. क्या लिखेंगे? You can do plus minus also. Our choice. यहाँ लिखेंगे. एक माइनस कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? Is all our choice. Now I am splitting only the first row. So second column, second row तो change होना नहीं है. So keep as it is. Second rows. See, the more clearer you understand this, it will be easy for you to. So I not touch the second row. And you can use any row or any column. There is no mandatory. Now I split. I want to split 5 as 2 plus 4, 6 minus 1, 5. Agree? 5 is 2 plus 4 minus 1. So this I split at. Now 7. 7 I can split how? You want, tell me how. Say 7 is 8 plus 2, 10. 10 minus 3. Let's see it works or not. Verify everybody. Whether you get it, you verify this time. Are we getting the value same or not? If you're getting same, then our property is done. Try everyone and tell me what is the value of the original determinant, what is the value of the remaining determinant addition. इसका value कितना होगा, right everybody? Value of the first determinant is 5 into 3, 15 minus 7 to 14, 1, right? Value of the determinant is 6 minus
-10.
minus 10. देखते होता है कि नहीं. What about this?
+8.
12 minus 4, 8 plus 8. Last वाला
-4, -3.
so 3 minus 6
+3, sorry.
minus 3. So
Plus.
बाद में प्लस 3 हो जाएगा.
हाँ.
हो रहा है 1 हो रहा है नहीं है?
Yes, sir.
देखो. And
Yes,
again
sir.
we have used, see, not bookish. Anything. What I'm trying to say is so flexibility. Any row or any column you can split as you want. But careful about what sign you put here. That's all. It's a simple maths, arithmetic. Okay?
सर
Yes, please, Usha.
सर मैं पूछ रही थी कि we can do with like multiple rows and columns and even with all rows and column या फिर only one row
Only
or
one,
one column?
only one row or one column.
Okay, sir.
You cannot do with multiple. No. Only one row. Only particular row or particular column only. Okay?
Okay, sir.
What is the next property? It is there is one more thing. Where is that last property?
So what to write in this property? Property 7.
Your word. You can say you can always split the determinant along a row or column. That is the way, right? Splitting of determinant along the row or along the column. Value remains same.
At a time only we can only split particular row.
or particular column.
Particular row.
रो और कॉलम एक ही, एक से ज्यादा नहीं. यस, नहीं तो पूरा चेंज हो जाएगा वैल्यू. Now last property, very important property. What it happens, you can always let me give you with a simple example. Hope you written this right. Next property, last property is, suppose I have a subdeterminant, say A, B, C and D. I have subdeterminant A, B, C, D. Now, if I add, say, this is what I'm trying to do. Okay, let me put another. So, say this is the determinant of a particular matrix. No, I am not touching, say, any. Say, suppose, say, I am not touching the second column. Second column, keep as it is. Second column, again, give you example of second column, you can do the operation with any row, any column. My all rules, not my, all matrix determinant rules are like that. So, a second column I am not touching. So, if I write the first column as a sum of first column and multiple of second column, like I can say first column is the value is A plus some times of B, say 5 times B. So, I can write A plus 5B. A plus 5B, and I'll say C plus 5D. I'll tell you what is rule I am writing. Rule I am writing like this is the representation. Column C1 becomes C1 plus 5C2. Correct? What I did? In column 1, I add column 1 with 5 times of column C2. That is my column 1. So whenever we do this kind of operation, means you add or subtract any multiple of one column with other, value of this determinant and value of determinant remain same. I'll repeat. Value of this both the determinant remain same if you add or subtract multiples of another column or row into the particular column. तो यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया है? Listen very carefully. What we did here is, मेरा ये column है AC. I have taken 5 times of second column and added here. देखो 5 times of second column added to first column. Second column को touch नहीं किया है. First column becomes first column plus 5 times second column. Value determinant remains same. So you do 5 times, 3 times, 100 times, 9 times, doesn't matter. Will remain same. You can do same thing with the operation of rows also. For example, you understood this first? I'll give one more example for this.
Sir ji, repeat please.
देखो मैं क्या कर रहा हूं. Let me put a blue color here. What is the value of the first column का element? A.
Yes sir.
What is the value of the first element column B? Column 2 B, right? I am doing this operation in column 1. What I am doing? I am making second column ka 5 times added to 1. What is 5 times of B? 5B, right? 5B I am adding to here. So this becomes A plus 5B. I am adding 5 times of D with here. It becomes C plus 5D. So मैंने किया क्या है? Column 2 का 5 times I add to column 1. It becomes my new determinant, but the value remains same.
Determinant remain constant.
Value remains same, not constant, same.
Okay.
देखो इसको एक एग्जांपल लो. सपोज एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, एक अच्छा एग्जांपल लेते हैं 2 1 3 0. ठीक है. अगर मैं इसमें ऑपरेशन करता हूं कि रो 1 में आई एम डूइंग रो 1 प्लस 2 टाइम्स ऑफ रो 2. ठीक है. So everybody tell me first क्या होगा? रो 2 तो हम रो 2 में चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं, मैं ऐसे लिख लेते हैं रो 2 तो. ठीक है एवरीबॉडी. आई नॉट चेंज द रो 2. सी ये ऑपरेशन क्या होता है? ये ऑपरेशन हो रहा है रो 1 में. क्या हो रहा है ये? तो रो 2 इज नॉट चेंज. सो रो 2 तो ऐसे लिख लिया. रो 1 में क्या हो रहा है? रो 1 प्लस 2 टाइम्स ऑफ रो 2. तो इसमें हम व्हाट इज 2 टाइम्स ऑफ 3? 6 एडेड टू
6
द
plus 2 8.
अब इसका देखो यहाँ पे 2 times of 0 is 2 plus
1.
कितना होगा? इसका वैल्यू क्या है बताओ?
-3.
-3. इसका कितना आ रहा है? राइट.
-3.
यस. वैल्यू डिटरमिनेंट नॉट चेंज. किसी भी रो को किसी से मल्टीप्लाई करके ऐड कर दो कहीं पे भी. बट सी ऑल रूल्स ऑफ डिटरमिनेंट्स आर यू डू पर्टिकुलर रो और पर्टिकुलर कॉलम. मिक्स मैच मत करो बस. That is the main thing. For example, same question. Now everybody tell me the value, not the value. Tell me the elements, how determinant look like. If I do, everybody write the determinant. If I do R2 as R2 plus 5R1, tell me how determinant will look like. Not the value, determinant will look like how. तो रो 1 तो चेंज नहीं होना है, तो रो 1 ऐसे लिख लो. अब बता रो 2 के एलिमेंट्स क्या होंगे? जस्ट टेल मी एलिमेंट्स वैल्यू ऑफ रो
13 and 5.
बिकॉज R2 plus 5R1. 5R1 means 5 into 10 plus 3 13. And 5 of 1 is 5. 5 plus 0. Let's see the value is coming same or different, guys.
This is
Same sir ji. -3.
सेम आ रहा है ना?
yes sir.
See the important property now. ये हमने 2 by 2 के लिए किया है. 3 by 3 पे भी सेम होना है. कोई भी एक रो पकड़ लो, कोई भी एक कॉलम पकड़ लो एंड डू व्हाटएवर यू वांट, मल्टीप्लाई, ऐड, सब्ट्रैक्ट, बट डू कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग. मतलब हम ऐसे मिक्स नहीं कर सकते. यू टू डू लाइक दिस ओनली, और यू डू लाइक दिस ओनली, रो विथ रो, कॉलम विथ कॉलम, एंड वन एट अ टाइम. इनफैक्ट टू भी एट अ टाइम कर सकते हैं. R1 minus R2, R2 minus R3, R3 plus R1. We can do all of this. But when we do problems, we'll there. But concept says value will not change. And all these last four properties, you are going to utilize this to solve determinants, to make determinants very easy. Interesting properties? Anybody any doubt in any property? So what I said, row अगर identical होगा तो value 0, column identical होगा तो 0. Rows को interchange किया तो determinant value will become
नेगेटिव.
अगर रोज को कॉलम में कर दिया, कॉलम्स को रो में कर दिया, वैल्यू विल रिमेन सेम. मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, डिवाइड कर दिया, नो प्रॉब्लम. डिटरमिनेंट को स्प्लिट कर दिया, इट इज ओके. सो सी सो मच फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी यू हैव, you to start using this. Let's do one more question before we close today's class. Okay, 5 3 2 1 0. I'm just writing some random number. 3. This is how I teach all my class. You see, anything you can write and just try. That is some determinant is there. Now I am going to do two operations and you write the determinant. Write determinant after this operation. I am doing I want this. Everybody just write the determinants, all the elements, 9 elements, row wise in the chat. Let's see how many of you do it. I want a determinant, not the value. I want determinant after these two operations. Try, please. Write the first row, write the second row, write the third row in the chat. Not the value, Bunty. Bunty, value नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
ओके सर.
Elements. First, start telling me, guys, what will be the first row elements? Row 1 is becoming row 1 plus 2 R2. So 5 plus 2 of R2, 2 into 1, so 7. 3 plus 2 of 0, doesn't matter, 3. 2 plus 2 times of 1, so 4. First row is done. Second row will be touched? No, right? Because second row I am not doing any operation. Second row will remain exactly same. Third row will change R3 minus R1. R3 minus R1 at R1. So 3 minus 5. 1 minus 3. 2 minus 2. Now, please find the value of both the determinants, see whether it's same or different. Find the value of determinant now. And in the next class, we will learn how to evaluate determinants. All this property useful. Sometimes we'll exchange the rows, sometimes we'll do transpose, sometimes we'll make it same, sometimes we'll make it addition, subtraction. We all do all this. Okay? Get the value of determinant. Bunty तूने निकाला था पहले ना?
Yes, sir.
So let me start evaluating from the top one. So value of this determinant would be, I'll write the steps. It will be 5 times, क्या आएगा? 0 minus 1. Agree? Minus 3, क्योंकि कोफैक्टर वाली बात है. 2 minus 3. Agree? plus 2, 1 minus 3, 1 minus 0, sorry. Agree? 5, 0 minus 1, correct. Minus 3, yeah, 2 minus 3, correct. Plus 2, 1 minus 0. कितना हुआ? 5 into minus 1, minus 5, plus 3, plus 2. 0 हो गया है तो करेक्ट है. 0 हो गया, लग गया. मीन्स आई डोंट नो, इट्स कॉन्सोनेंट, तो 0. ट्राई करो सेकंड डिटरमिनेंट का भी, देखो 0 आ रहा है क्या? बहुत 0, राइट लोहित? यस.
Yes, sir.
So it means what? See, no, see the power of this properties, guys. So
Yes.
Lohit and everybody, ये हम लोगों ने मन से किया अपना जो मर्जी, right?
जी.
So like you can do anything. Add any row with any row with multiple of some row. You can also do R1 plus R2 by 3. You can do any operation, addition, subtraction, multiple division to any row, any column. That's it. So no,
Yes,
there is no more flexibility. So when you solve determinants, your objective will be only one: to make all the rows zeros or columns or zeros, or possible make most of element 0. That should be a property. So you know what I'm going to do? अगर suppose इसको मुझे करना होता to make it easy, what I would have done, मुझे इसको 0 करना है, क्या करूंगा? I'll do R1 minus 2 R2, right? जो हम लोग करेंगे नेक्स्ट क्लास में. I'll do R1 minus 2 R2, ये 0 हो जाएगा. So we'll try to make
we can also change
say again.
R1 into R2. We can also change.
हाँ, हमने प्रॉपर्टी किया है ना, रो 1 रो 2 कर सकते हैं, वो माइनस हो जाएगा बस. जो प्रॉपर्टी याद, see whatever property we done today at properties, go
Yes,
through
sir.
it today. We are going to use today, tomorrow in next class all the properties. कि रो एक्सचेंज करना हो, रो इंटरचेंज करना हो, ट्रांसपोज करना हो, एडिशन करना हो, we are going to use all of them. Everything should be on a fingertip. जैसे मुझे याद है, मुझे पता है we can do all these properties. तो देखेंगे कि our objective is to make determinant simple enough, very very simple. Simple मतलब value as 0. तो 0 करने के लिए क्या करना होगा? Think of what property can be. जैसे मैंने अभी बताया तुम्हें कि if I do R1 minus 2 R2, तो यहाँ पे कितना हो जाएगा? 0 हो जाएगा ना? R1 minus 2 R2. So like that you do. Or if I directly do R1 minus R3 in R1, तो ये भी 0 है. So try to make as many as 0. We'll learn this in the next class. Next class we'll do only problem solving of determinants. Only problem solving. We'll try as many problems with as many properties. Okay? Now tell me any question before we close today. Thank you, Tushi. Anybody else? Anything? I'll see you next Saturday 2 p.m. Okay? Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So ji, when
Yes,
we
sir.
start probability,
Order-wise, first we complete this determinant matrix. We'll go one by one. जो हम लोगों ने 2 महीना लगा, उसको 2 महीने से ज़्यादा भी लग सकता है. We'll see. Probability बहुत बाद में आएगा. पहले we'll do all this order-wise. Okay?
okay sir.
Thank you.
So जी probability V के ऊपर, probability V के उसको कर देना पहले please.
क्या?
Probability V के मेरा थोड़ा तो probability के बाद में probability start करवा देना ऐसा पूरा.
Let's see. We'll do that. Probability का मेरा already videos है. If you want to see, you already have videos in probability. Basic probability of class 11th 10th. Okay?
YouTube पे.
Contact नहीं, YouTube पे नहीं, मेरे server पे.
Okay, sir.
Contact me separately. I'll tell you. Okay? Bye bye everyone. Thank you.